Buckle up, y'all, because we're talking about Palestine again. And this time it is because Dave Chappelle has called out DJ Khaled for his silence on the suffering in Gaza. If you didn't know already, DJ Khaled is himself Palestinian, and Dave Chappelle said basically, you haven't lifted a single one of your fat sausage fingers to help them. So this was at a comedy set that isn't recorded, so this is the quote. As a Palestinian, how could you be so quiet right now? And why are you so fat? People are starving. He's the only fat Palestinian on earth right now.
According to Grok, that's not true. You know, everybody hates the person who asks Grok a question in the comment section. I understand that people hate that, but some people did the research themselves and said that it's quite a high rate of obesity over there in Palestine.
Actually,
the first thing that I thought of when I saw this was like, if there was like a massacre in Poland, I wouldn't care. It has nothing to do with me.
I mean, I don't think that Dave Chappelle was calling out DJ Khaled in earnest, obviously.
I don't know.
Also,
it was during a set.
DJ Khaled.
I mean, yeah, but that's so okay. So if he does it about other people, it's serious and he means it, but in this case, he doesn't mean it. Like, I don't know.
No, because it was during one of his sets. I think if he tweeted this out or something, that would be different. But
he's also like DJ Khaled is infamously not one of the most articulate people on planet Earth, so I don't know if you'd want him on your side. It would probably derail the cause.
I mean, if any, actually, I disagree because a lot of what politics is now is sloganeering, and if there's anybody you want shouting a slogan, it's DJ Khaled.
He's good at that.
Yeah, but he would like accidentally like endorse the IDF or something. Like he would just get confused.
He's a bit of an oaf, that's for sure. We also have follow-up information on the controversies that took place at Glastonbury involving this rapper Bob Vylan as well as the rap trio Kneecap. First off, if you weren't watching yesterday, I'll catch you up. So Bob Vylan led a chant at Glastonbury, death to the IDF, and then
everyone's
as a result,
like, what does that mean? And the guy's like, I didn't want anybody to die.
as a result, Bob Vylan was dropped by his talent agency. The BBC made a statement condemning him, saying they should have censored the live stream when this took place. He's also under police investigation in the UK because they have hate speech laws there, and the United States has officially banned him from entering the country on a work visa. So he has now responded to the situation on X with this statement. Not the first, not the last. Today, a good many people would have you believe a punk band is the #1 threat to world peace. Last week, it was a Palestine pressure group. The week before that, it was another band. We are not for the death of Jews, Arabs, or any other race or group of people. We are for dismantling a violent military machine, a machine whose own soldiers were told to use unnecessary lethal force against innocent civilians waiting for aid, a machine that has destroyed much of Gaza. We, like those in the spotlight before us, are not the story. We are a distraction from the story, and whatever sanctions we receive will be a distraction. The government doesn't want us to ask why they remain silent in the face of this atrocity, to ask why they aren't doing more to stop the killing, to feed the starving. The more time they talk about Bob Vylan, the less time they spend answering for their criminal inaction. We are being targeted for speaking up. We are not the first. We will not be the last. And if you care for the sanctity of human life and freedom of speech, we urge you to speak up to free Palestine. He captioned it, "Silence is not an option." It is funny, though, that he does admit he is a complete distraction from the issue at hand, and he just used this as an attention grab.
But imagine you read all that, and then you heard, like, another one.
Yeah, that could swing your opinion.
Like,
right, that could really make it more emotionally evocative.
Yeah.
Perhaps a tasteful Rihanna feature may swing the...
I do want to ask the question. Like, you could make the whole discussion about the idea of, like, silence is violence, which I think is stupid. You have no, like... I understand we're going to operate under the premise that Dave Chappelle was kidding. But I do disagree with the idea that you have to have an opinion on something, otherwise you're a bad person. Because I have, like, literally no opinions. I'm like the only podcast host in the world that has no opinions on anything, ever. And their idea is that if you don't speak up in the face of these atrocities, then you're a bad person. But again, DJ Khaled's parents were Palestinian. He's a first-generation American, from what I understand. but he doesn't have to have an opinion on anything. He doesn't have to have an opinion just because it was his parents' homeland.
It was the same thing 3 weeks ago during the protests against the ICE raids in LA, and all of these Los Angeles influencers were making TikToks saying, if you're not speaking out against the Trump administration, you are a bad person and you don't deserve your platform. That is the same exact message with literally every happening or non-happening. You're a bad person if you don't talk about this. But I think given what's happened to Bob Vylan as a result of these statements, it wasn't worth it for him career-wise to do this just for attention seeking. That's clearly what he was in the business of doing. He was just trying to be self-aggrandizing. I don't think that this is an issue near and dear to his heart.
It didn't even work because everyone keeps saying Bob Vylan as if it's one person, but that's just the name of the band. Apparently, the guy has a name.
It says they on the.
Yeah, his name's not Bob
It sounds
Dylan.
like pronouns, but it's actually because the band name is Bob
So,
Dylan.
like,
first of all,
bad
appropriating
marketing.
Bob Dylan at all is the worst decision anybody could ever make.
Well, they're all doing that. There's like a band called Bill Murray, and Michael Sarah Palin is another one.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good.
They're all hopping
That's very
on that
millennial
trend.
coded.
It's very millennial.
Yeah, hate it.
I mean, yeah, it's like these names. I mean, DJ Khaled's government name is Khaled, which is really funny.
There you go.
So it's like,
I didn't know that.
I didn't know
yeah.
that.
So it's like maybe his name's really goofy, and he's like, all right.
And then I am thinking Bob Vylan won't face criminal charges for the chant because actually the rapper from Kneecap who said your local politician is now not facing charges. So I guess even an overt express call to violence is not going to result in any jail time, which
But
is
if you
insane.
pray near an abortion facility, then
Right, in the
hell
UK,
hath no fury.
if you even think something when you're walking past an abortion facility in
There
the
is,
UK, you're getting thrown in the gulag.
I do find there is something that just makes me giggle about like really, really in-depth European politics that I don't know nor care about, but people get really upset about. They're like, the only Tory is a dead Tory. I'm like, okay, I don't
Tory?
even like who's Tory? I don't know who
guy
that
sucks.
is. Like, okay,
Everyone hates this guy.
whatever happened to Boris Johnson?
Well, also like with the Bob Vylan thing, like everyone on right and left are going at it over the IDF thing, which is like a foreign conflict. And then he spent like half the show saying like, we've taken Britain, we're not giving it back, F you if you want old Britain back. And I'm like, that's the offensive part. Like, I mean, if he doesn't like the IDF, I mean, that was obviously a little over the top, but like, it's whatever. But like where he's getting up on stage like, we've conquered Britain, like you have no country. I'm like, that's the part that's kind of offensive and no one's really talking about it.
And
Yeah.
most of this is just a result of living in an age of the internet where now everything is globalized and you have to have an opinion. Like, I wonder if my dad would have had opinions about like the IRA back in the, in the 90s.
I asked my mom one time, I was like, what was it like the Troubles is crazy, like a war in Britain? I was like, well, what did you think about that like in the 80s and 90s growing up? And she was like, it seemed really far away, so I didn't really like
That's what I mean. Like,
I didn't
it's
think
like,
about it much.
It's just as far away now.
Yeah. So
Just
it's like
feels closer.
But now it's like, how do you not have an opinion on the Rohingya fart genocide? And you're like,
When there's a femigenocide in the Congo,
Yeah.
you know.
so
I just thought we moved past that after the Black Square moment.
And the kneecap guys are like the biggest LARPers. Like that's all that really comes down to. All of this stuff is just LARP. Like I'm so sick of LARPing.
We wish we
Yeah,
were...
they really look like they're pretending to be hard.
Well, they're like,
I think I like want to be Oasis, but we're not Oasis.
well, they like go so hard on like a political organization that hasn't had any power in like 50 years. They're like, the crown, F the crown, get out of Ireland. And it's like, dude, you had like 500,000 Nigerians show up last year.
Yeah.
And you're like, the queen, I'm sick of the queen. I'm like, they've been ceremonial for like 150 years.
Yeah.
At
So
least
they're
pick
acting,
a more trendy social issue.
yeah, it's just
to
like the
talk about.
LARPing is just, I'm sick of it. I really have no time for it anymore. I'm like, dude, just like, if you're not actually serious about the problems in your country, just like, please shut up.
I mean, wouldn't you be mad if you went all that way and got tickets to this music festival and your time is just getting wasted with a bunch of political bullshit?
Yeah.
Or are they actually into it? Because I maybe they feel like they're a part of something. It's like historical. They feel like they're at Woodstock or like
You
what?
go to Bonnaroo and it's just Ted Cruz and Tucker debating for 2 hours. You're like, what?
Like, does that make people
I
feel
got
important?
dreads. How is this going on?
This appropriation spending's a little out of control, guys. Death to the appropriating spending.
Like they feel like hippies who are, you know, protesting the Vietnam War or something.
It's LARPing.
Yeah.
It's LARPing. Like
That's the
people
thing they keep saying. Like, I'm like, as a millennial, I'm just so tired of living through historical events.
That's always been. I'm like, there was just as many historical events in the past. You just weren't looking at a phone 24/7,
Yeah.
which told you about all of them.
It's like your life is empty. You have no meaning, so you just LARP like you're some sort of something you saw in a movie once.
Well, no, and that's the thing, right? Like, if you signed off of X and you stopped looking at Facebook, would those historical events matter? Now, I understand the counter argument. The counter argument is like evil will prevail if you're not aware, if you're not even aware that it's going on. But let's be real, you're not stopping the evil anyways. Like, I'm not saying I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying you're ineffective.
Well, like 90% of the world hates like the IDF. They've been more effective than ever. So it's like the way the world works now, like this whole activism, protesting stuff just doesn't really matter. Your best shot is if you're really serious about something is like keep your nose clean and like infiltrate an organization or something. Like you're not going to have any effect getting up on stage in front of a bunch of drug addicts and being like...
Nobody will remember it anyways because they're all
Yeah,
like
they're all on
knee deep in
drugs.
ketamine and they don't have any clue what's
If
going
it wasn't,
on.
that's why they film it so people can remember it.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.